Let me show you this exciting thing in the cutbacks in the crown module. It's just been restructured a little bit. So if you want to get the scripts, click Update Module and you'll get the scripts. Here we can see the screw holes coming straight out of the front. So we've come up with a solution, and we're going to put this into the cutbacks collection. From there on, it's going to create all the protection so that we can't damage the insides of the bridge. So here what I'll do is I'll select the crown, which is the bridge actually, and I'm going to paint over the top of this. So we're just going to set the radius a little bit bigger, and I'm going to give it a bit of a paint. I think you guys know where I'm heading with this, but it's very, very cool, I think. You tell me what you think. Okay, so we've got it painted on like that, and now we're going to create a cutting tool. And this cutting tool, we can then set how deep we want it to go. Here it's set to 1 millimeter. It's actually 0.5 millimeter. Let's put this to 1 millimeter thickness, and you can see over here how it's been protected because there's an implant underneath there. Alright, so what we'll do is we're going to accept the cut. So wow, this is really cool because now it's kept the pieces, whereas before it wouldn't do this. And there is a small spacer in between the two of them to make sure that they do fit. You can see there's a bit of a gap there. Now this is then potentially it's a veneer, so let's hide that. And now I'm going to make a hole going through the bridge. It's very easily done in the crown module. We just select the bridge. Before we do that, we have to make sure that this is the correct dimension, and we also need to make sure that it's in the correct position. So I'm going to just scale this out. You can key in the diameters and so on over here if you want to, just to make sure that the screw actually does fit in there. Okay, with it being selected, let us make our hole. So here we go. I haven't done it, this example on this one. We're going to hide that. And you can see with the B4D crown module, we get a really nice hole. And in edit mode, we've got a good supportive structure. We don't see that often in the other softwares. We don't get a nice mesh structure. Even if you look on the inside of the hole, how crisp and clear the mesh structure is. You can compare that to some other programs. So here we've got the hole, and then over the top of that I've got a veneer which could potentially be pressed or milled or whatever to cover that hole. So that's just a cool thing. This one can also be used to make quick temporaries. You can just select your model and then paint it on the tooth structure, and then you've got like a bit of a virtual prep because the underneath structure is then taken away as well. Now this has got good potential for many other things. I'll just show you one more example. Here we have two crowns, and you may want to place a rest. So again, we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to put this in the cutback collection, and then we're going to paint a little bit of a surface. So around about over here. Now the flatter the surface is, the less undercut it's going to present, because once we go up these walls, it can present a little bit of a problem as far as undercuts are concerned. So this is something that one has to really watch out for as well. So okay, here's my little rest. I'm going to create my cutting tool, and here I'm going to create my depth. Okay, how deep do I want it? This is ×2, so it's only 0.5 at the moment. Just say we want to have it at least here, like at least a good 1.5 millimeters, something like that. Okay, we're going to accept it. As you can see, we've kept the remainder, the pieces. If I hide that, we've got a beautiful rest. It has been protected to make sure that we don't cut the inside of the crown, and this piece then you can then use potentially on something else like a pontic or something else. Now this is also fantastic if you have say you've got a hybrid, an eye bar, you want to cut out the fine surface of tissue.